Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So just before we get started, I want to say that this is probably going to be the last pre-recorded episode during this month because I had to pre-record a couple episodes. I don't know if I'm going to have to pre-record more episodes in April or not, but this is the last one, at least for March. So anyways, in last episode, we won our first Stanley Cup since 2006. And yeah, it was a very good performance as we beat the Minnesota Wild in only 5 games, wasn't it? It's been a couple days since I've recorded, so I think it was 5 games if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was a 5 game series, so we easily won the Stanley Cup. We never went to game 7 except for against the. Was it against the Rangers? Yeah, I think it was against the Rangers in round number 2, so. Anyways, we're up here in the offseason. This is going to be a pretty big offseason because we got a lot of guys that we have to re-sign. We'll give bigger contracts to. One of them is Justin Falk, and then there's a couple younger guys as well, like Adrian Kemp and I think like a couple other guys. But anyways, there also is some good progress reports, which I did not show in last episode. I'll show you guys now because I did not do that last episode, like I said. So it was in the system. So as you can see, Ulanov is up to a 72, so he should be our AHL starter next season, which means I think we need to probably flip away somebody like LaFontaine because we want to have Ulanov as a starter, and or we could actually just like release him or something like that, and Ulanov could be the starting goaltender in the AHL. There's some other growth. Another one that kind of got me by surprise was Barrett Hayton. Grew from a 61 to a 73, and he's only 20 years of age. So this guy could still technically be a top 9 player for us. Nick Cass is also up to a 77, which means he's almost like he's listed, I think, as the 4th liner already. So we're going to have to fit him into the lineup as well. And Luke Martin might be NHL bound next season as well. So our team is looking good in terms of prospects in what we currently have. So let's get into the draft. So actually, before we do the draft, there is one trade I am going to make, and it is to move up in the draft. I showed you guys how in last episode there was a potential franchise guy that was going late in the draft. Well, it says now that he is a first/second rounder. So if we move up to the 15th overall spot, which is my attempt, we are going to be probably able to get him. So like this first round, and I think the entire draft is going to be pretty deep. So in order to get the 15th overall pick, we're going to have to make a trade with the Washington Capitals because that's currently who has the 15th overall pick, if I remember correctly. And they do actually want to give up that first as well, which is the main reason why I'm trading for it, is because Washington's actually listed as a championship team, but they missed the playoffs, so that's why they want to give it up. And they do not want our first and second, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I don't know how close that is in value. That looks pretty close to me. So we'll give up a first and a second for a first, so it's a lot to give up. But if we could get that franchise goaltender, then we have a guy that could probably grow to like 90s or something. So let's see if this goes through, and it's rejected. Quite far off. Hopefully they actually want to move this pick. We could always move our first actually for next year as well, potentially, but I don't want to do that. Let's go with second and a third. I know that's a lot to give up our first 3 rounds, especially in this year's draft. Might not actually be even worth it almost. Maybe I'll give a first for 2022. Or a second. Yeah, you know what? Let's give up a second for 2022 and a second for this year. And I think hopefully that goes through. Let's see. Accepted. So 2 seconds and a first for that first. So we have bumped ourselves up all the way from the 31st, I think, to 15th. Which means we should be able to get that franchise goaltender. Hopefully he doesn't randomly go in the top 5. That would be annoying. So let's hop right into the draft. This first round, like I said, is going to be a very good one, at least by looking at it on paper. So Pittsburgh's got the first. We should be at 15th now. 14th. Okay, that's still pretty good. So hopefully we get that goaltender, and Washington should now have the 31st. Yep. Okay. So let's get this draft underway. Let's just show you guys the draft class again quickly. This might be a bit of a longer episode because I'm going to plan on doing the entire offseason. So as you can see, there's all these guys top 5, and then there's the exact franchise goaltender that I was planning to get. He's listed as a first/second rounder, so we could easily get him now. At least I'm assuming we can. There's better guys that we could get beforehand, but I want the franchise guy because I've never had a franchise guy in a GM mode series. So let's see who Pittsburgh gets, and they get Eager, who is a 77 overall medium elite playmaker. Nice. Beck goes to Chicago. Reinhardt goes to the Buffalo Sabres, so there's going to be 2 Reinhardts there. That's interesting. Coop goes to Detroit, so still medium elite guys. And Bentley goes to Ottawa, another medium elite guy. Lafreniere goes to the Leafs like he seems to a lot. Perrin. Okay, no, I'm going to sim to user pick, and then I'm going to see what goes beforehand. We're getting offered a 4th and a 7th for our 3rd this year. No, thank you. I want to keep the 3rd. So, yeah, it's a pretty deep draft, actually. You can see there's a lot of 60s still going at this point in time. So, and the goaltender should not have went, I don't think, yet. Let's see. Yeah, we still have a chance to getting that goaltender. Good. There's a lot of other goaltenders actually that's supposed to go in the first round. Like I think there's a total of 5 of them. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had something just pop up on my computer. But anyways, as I was saying, there's like supposed to be like 5 goalies that go in the first round. There's also this actual center that we could technically grab. He looks actually really good. But I would rather go with the goaltender just because I don't know if Ulanov will continue to grow that way. So even though there's a good center, I want the franchise goaltender, obviously, like I was saying. He looks actually pretty good as well. So we are going to go with the franchise goaltender Svenstein from Rogel BK of the SHL. Let's see, is he a medium franchise? Yes, he is, and he's only a 51, so it's going to take some time to grow him, but that is still a nice pick at number 14. Got to take a screenshot of that. And let's see who goes after him. I'm interested to see how good that center is. Exact elite center. Okay. Roach. What was the guy's name again even? Watch him not even go in the first round. Oh, there it is. Tamura, 59 overall. So, yeah, but that guy is going to be pretty good, I think. Hopefully we made the right choice by getting the franchise goaltender. We could have probably moved up only a couple spots instead. And whoa, you gotta be joking me. Nevins was also a franchise goaltender, and he was better than ours. Holy shit, 2 franchise goaltenders in the late first round. What the fuck? Excuse my language, but that is insane. And there's still a couple more goaltenders. I don't know if they're elite goalies. Yep, they're elite. Shanahan's elite as well. So we've had 2 franchise goaltenders. 1 elite goaltender, 2 elite goaltenders, now with Verdino. Albert, Prohorkin, Gooley, Minnesota gets Pitlick or something like that. And the last pick in the first round, Washington gets a starter. So 2 elite goaltenders, 2 franchise goaltenders, and a starting goaltender in the first round. Wow. Definitely a good year for goaltenders. Like I should have taken Verdino, I think, or whatever his name was. Was it Verdino? Nevins. Yeah, I could have taken Nevins and had the same, like a better overall goaltender than the one that we drafted. Like there's his stats so you guys can compare. Dwayne Nevins, and in our pick, Svenstein, who has a bit worse stats, but still not that bad at all considering he's franchised. So Let's sim to user pick and see what we could get here in the second round. Why would I trade for Ryan Suter? Not even close. No, thank you. That contract is horrendous. So we gave up our second actually this year because we moved up. So we should have a third. Yep. Last pick in the third round. Let's see what we could get with this. I don't know exactly what we need because we have so much like prospects in each sort of situation. So Janula, another goaltender. Don't need more goalies now. We could go with an offensive defenseman. He's 19. I don't actually have any really offensive defensemen except for Bean. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Gordon Gibbons. Gordon Gibbons is... Of course, I have to find out still. Okay, not that bad. Medium top 6 defenseman, 65. Okay, I'll take it. And wow, they already made their pick. Low top 4 going in the 4th round. Yeah, this is a pretty good draft. Like the second round, any huge steals in the second round. Low elite, and that's pretty nice. Another starting goaltender, another starter. Top 6, Keane, 69 overall. Wow, that is a really good pick for Washington. Okay, let's sim to user pick again. We'll just do one more pick, and then I think we'll auto sim the rest of it. Because I got to get into the re-sign stage in free agency, so... what could we get here in... Is it the 4th round? I think so. Unknown center grinder, 19 years of age, Timo Berg. That sounds interesting. High top 9. Oh, this guy actually looks like he has some good stats. Like his defensive stats are in the 70s already. Some of them are exact. Yeah, this guy actually might be good for a 20-year-old. Ruslan Kozlov, you know what? Let's give this guy a chance. We need some right wingers. Hopefully he is a pretty good player. And he is medium top 9 forward, so not the greatest potential-wise, but 62 overall. I don't even know if he's going to reach his potential, but still decent pick. Why not? And let's sim the rest of the draft. And the computer's got us... L. Lowe, okay, interesting name, M. Woolley, and M. Peckham, and V. Gogolev. So let's get into the re-sign stage. I'm going to do all the re-sign stuff off camera, but I'll show you guys who we have to re-sign. And then we'll get into free agency. We probably don't have to make too much signings because we got a lot of youngsters jumping up. So it shouldn't be that long of a re-sign stage. But the thing is with Falk, getting him back... It's going to be expensive. At least I'd assume so. Okay, so let's go to UFAs. So as I was saying, Falk is going to probably want a lot of money. Soshnikov, probably not that much. I might get DeMello back for depth. I might release somebody like Joachim Nordstrom if he wants a one-way deal, which he might. Goaltending, Calvin Pickard. I would like to get Pickard back, but at the same time, I want Nedeljkovic to be maybe our backup next season. So I'll have to figure out with that. Ulanov's definitely getting a contract. Kempe needs a contract. Aston Reese needs a contract potentially as well. Gauthier and Wall. McCowan's going to probably get a two-way contract or just one as a depth guy. So it shouldn't be that bad actually of a free agency or re-sign stage. You know what, actually... Nedeljkovic is up to an 80. Yeah, I probably will release Pickard and then have Nedeljkovic as our backup next year. So let me get this done, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so I got pretty much everybody back. I did release Nikita Soshnikov just because I decided to take Joachim Nordstrom as your depth guy instead. And then also I released Calvin Pickard just because Nedeljkovic is an 80 now, and he could be our backup goaltender for one season at least. So that is the case with that, and now we have to just offer this one contract to Justin Falk. Now, I don't want to sign him too long-term. He would be 32 at that age, which is not that bad. You know what, let's give him 2 years at the 5.5 that he wants. It's pretty decent. You know, actually maybe a bit less. Let's try and hog him down to 5.4. And I think that's everybody. And then also, I forgot to show you guys our prospects. So as you can see, I'm not going to sign any of these guys just yet, but We have a pretty good prospect pool. And then we got some good goaltenders as well. I'm not going to sign the franchise goaltender just yet because he needs probably 1 year to like grow at least, or 2 years to grow before he could become a pretty good AHL goaltender. So Ulanov's in the AHL now this year. We'll give him a couple years to grow before we actually sign him, just like what we did with Ulanov. So Falk should accept that. Yes, he does. So we got everybody pretty much back. Let's sim to free agency. And I might try and trade away Pesci at the start of the season, so maybe in next episode. Just because we might need to make up some roster spots, and also Pesci's probably going to be complaining still with his ice time and stuff like that. So, because he was all playoffs. So, what do we even need? I don't even know if we need anything because we got so much good young players. Let's go to... Might as well go to the proposed trade screen. And let's go to each position. So what do we have for centers currently? So our center core should be good. Nieves could be technically a depth guy if he grows. Nikas would be our fourth liner. Wall our third. Brown our second. Rask our first. That's pretty good. Left wing wise, we got our first line, second line, third line. Oh, not third line wolf, something like that. We could put one of these guys as like a right winger or something. Nordstrom is depth, and Lewis Reinen. Wow, we got a lot of left wingers. Yeah, we're gonna have to find spots for a lot of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jigbean's gonna grow for sure. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna sign anything this year actually. We have more than enough. So yeah, I'm going to just already sim up to next season, guys, so I'm not going to sign anybody at all. We might have to trade somebody at the start of the season, so maybe I'll make a trade then, but let's see what our lines look like. Okay, guys, so we do have a bit of a problem, but our lines look really, really good. Like, I feel like we could go on another potential cup run this year. So as you can see, our first line, Teravainen, Rask, and Skinner. Second line, Lindholm, Brown, and Aho. Pretty good top six. Our third line is the same as it was last year in the playoffs. We got Kempe with Waugh and Kapanen. All these guys are 24 and 23, so it's pretty cool. And then our fourth line, we got Nikas with Aston Reese, who should be okay with his ice time because he's listed as a third line checking forward. And then also Julian Gauthier, who's listed as a fourth liner. Then in terms of our defense looks really strong as well. But like I said, Pesci, I think, needs to go. So we probably will have to flip him like at the start of next episode. And the reason being is there's also Luke Martin, who's a 78 now, and he's a depth guy. I would like to play him here instead of Brett Pesci. But our team looks really strong in defensively as well. And in goal, Jelkovic grew to an 82, so he's actually a serviceable backup now. And scratched, as like I said, Luke Martin, I want to play him because he's only 21. And he's got pretty solid defensive stats. His shot blocking is up to a 93 now. Also, a bad thing is Lewis Reinen is scratched now as well. But he is listed as a depth guy, so it should be okay. And Joachim Nordstrom is also one of our depth guys. In terms of the AHL, we got a pretty good AHL squad, which means it should be good for Ulanov this year. So as you can see, all these 70s and stuff like that, all the way to them to the fourth line. Our defensive core looks pretty decently strong as well. And then goaltending, Jack LaFontaine will be the starter. He's up to a 78. And Ulanov a 74. Scratched, we got Raskai and Ferrantino. So it should be a pretty successful season, I think. I just don't know what we could, what we should give Pesci away for. I think I still have him on my trading block. Just make sure. No, I do not want Falk on the trading block. I want Pesci, because Pesci's actually taking up a youngster's ice time. So there you go. Let's check the draft class first, because I want to see what's up for next year. If there's any more franchise guys, because if for some reason we have a really bad season, we could always go for a pretty good guy. So there's just elites. It doesn't look as strong as last year. Yeah, it doesn't look as strong as last year, but we'll find out later in the year how good those guys actually are. And finally, let's just take a look at our progress reports. See what prospects are really high up in overall now. So anybody grow from like the franchise guy did not. Wow, that Reese guy grew up to a 61, I think. Fritz is a 65, so that guy could be signed soon. Doesn't look like too much though. And in terms of the NHL, is it statistical growth? Morale growth. His morale growth is growing, but statistical is dropping. It's weird. Okay, anyways, guys, before I start rambling more, I'm going to end this episode here. So I think I might do one more pre-recorded episode just to get the season like halfway done with, and we can make the Pesci trade and whatnot. But let me know what you guys think of our team so far and all that sort of stuff down below, and I'll see you guys next time.